You know, Ray and Harry, Al put it together so nice. You know, those are their cabinets, right? Those glass cabinets, yeah. And just beautiful. And people, you know, just as you come in the door of that library, they see it, they see our logo, and they see InfoAge, and you know, it means a lot. And you know, I think Ray enjoys doing that too. I think he enjoys talking to the public like that. So, you know, we jump on that when we can. I think originally it started with our own webmaster. He was the one saying that we should go there, which was probably a year ago. But we finally got there. I'm sorry, Harry, yeah?
No, I just want to say that one thing I really noticed was when Ray and I were there setting up, we were there a couple times, as soon as people came in the door, I mean, like, probably 10% of the people would stop and talk to you and look at things and ask questions. I mean, the people really want to know about this stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I mean, surprising.
Yeah, and it wasn't just old geezers either. Oh. Yes, John?
A number of years ago, I don't remember how many, I put a display in the county library where I live, and the librarian called me the second week, and she said, I don't know what it is about those radios. But she said, I came in Saturday morning, there was a line out the door, the people waiting, I was all happy. He said, they all came in to see your radios, they didn't want to work. So, it must be something with the clientele for libraries and our old radios. I had a little of everything in there.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And I think it's probably a good way to keep the publicity going for the club. Like you said, you got a donation.
Yeah, it was nice. And we got membership too, which we like too.
And we got a couple of donations out of monetary.
Yeah. Yeah, so, you know, anytime it's open, anybody, you talk it up, hey, talk it up to your local library, you know, when you go in the next time. You know, would you like the setup? Would you like something, see something different? Why not? We'll do it. I mean, we have guys that jump on it. They enjoy doing it, and we can do it. Okay. Again, any other comments on the scopes for dopes? I know Walter certainly added to it. Anybody have anything else? Yes, Jim.
I thought it was excellent, and I thought our place deserves a hand.
A hand? Yeah, you're right.
My biggest concern was always you've got this modern solid state scope and this old piece of tube gear. How am I going to fry this scope? You know, taking measurements and stuff. And that's, so they solved that for me.
That's what we learned not to do,
Yeah.
right? Okay. All right. Tonight, as you may know, we had 13 members who logged in on the DX contest, okay? So we will be giving out the awards, and I think that's a great number that participated, and you know, we certainly had a lot of fun. We'll go into that in a second. Okay, new business. Spring is almost here, it's in the air. I think almost some of the snowbanks are gone, and our spring swap meet is just around the corner, all right? It's April 9th, Saturday, April 9th. Now be aware that we are meeting not April 8th, we are meeting April 1st here at InfoAge, so that gives us a week between our meeting and our swap meet. And of course then, I'll be asking for our volunteers for help.
It's not April Fool's job, is it?
I'm sorry?
It's not April Fool's job, we're all going to show up and there's no meeting.
No, there actually is a meeting here at InfoAge on the 1st, April 1st. And at the end of the meeting, I'm taking reservations, right? Or taking personally or via the internet, all right? So you can give me an email, and yes. Yeah, I myself was negligent in that manner too. I wanted to get some pictures in. What is your cutoff date for the broadcaster, entries into the broadcaster?
Well, depends how I'm going. The latest is usually like the Thursday or Friday before, the week before the meeting. So.
All right, Thursday or Friday before the week before.
A little early on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Best thing is get it in.
Get it in when you think of it. Get it in when you have it. All right. All right.
Rich, are we going to be taking take counts of this, for this swap meet also?
I didn't think of it, but yeah, why not? Why not? But our webmasters are going to have to make a point of that then. You'll have to put that down. Sal made a good suggestion. Take PayPal payment as reservations for tables. Okay? But of course, you know, members are $20, non-members are $25. Okay. We'll talk about that. All right, so again, I'll take reservations. We prefer to have them in hand, but if you want to do PayPal, go ahead. All right. We have flyers. Sal put some flyers together for us. Thank you very much. And take them and post them. Post them wherever you can. Public places, libraries, supermarkets, schools, wherever you can do it. The more we get out there, the better. And we have our guys that are always on the forums, so please, you know, get on the forums with it. Now, a word said about ARC. You know, we had the editor come, gave us a nice talk. I like the guy, I've known him for a long time. We're not going to advertise with him right now. Right now, his mailing is erratic, and he's saying it's not his fault. But, you know, you're getting his ARC at the last day of the month, which doesn't help us out at all. Let's see if he can tighten it up and get it, you know, closer. Maybe we can do some business with it. 'Cause, you know, we want to help him.
Put an ad on Craigslist for you with your email.
No, you're not going to do that. You're going to put your own
Well,
on.
you know what, you could place an ad and have them just point to the website, you know, just go to NJARC for details, no phone number. So,
What?
if you put an ad on Craigslist, but don't put anyone's phone number, just say, for more details, go to njrc.org.
That's just fine. Don't ever put my name on that thing again. That's all. All right, I'm still getting it, but it's 2 years later. I'm still getting the damn thing. That my Craigslist account is suspended. Call me. Yeah, okay. All right. Okay. Let's have the. I'd like to present the awards, please. Oh, listen, by the way, Tom Provost gave up his time. It's an annual thing, he says. It's, what did you call it? It's your duty? Tradition. It's your tradition, all right. That Tom Provost puts the logs together, he tabulates it, the mileage, and he pretty much categorizes who wins and who doesn't win. So if you want to slip him a few bucks the next time, be my guest.
Didn't help me last year.
Can I use this?
No, that, he's got,
Okay. Because you're gonna leave me with a speech impediment.
we'll change that.
Okay, when I do the auction. Okay, DX contest, we had a good time before I get into this year's DX contest. Let me see if I can clean up some details on previous DX contests. Neville isn't here, Neville is never here. He was here for the scout clinic. I should have thought of it. Anyway, Richard Lee is here. He was first place, category B, primitive receivers last year.
Forgot about it.
Heard WKDW in Buffalo on his Chrysler 51. Okay. Chrysler 51.
Everybody see past me or no good? What was the score?
Oh, I didn't, yeah, what was the score? Yeah. Oh.
Only one in the category. It's like 560 miles.
Like yesterday's newspaper.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, so this year, we'll take a look at this. We had no entries in Crystal Set. Could have been a shoe-in had you entered in Crystal Set. Category B, primitive receivers, 1 and 2. Pete Olin. This is pretty cool. Pete ran a Greevy CR8, which is a 1921 radio from the dawn of broadcasting.
No AK?
And he was good for 2,272 total miles. Most distance station was 550 miles to WCKY in Cincinnati. Good going, Pete. Okay. Yeah, you got to be unnatural and close for these things to work. Perfect. Okay.
Category C, now this is going to get complicated.
I want to see this.
Yeah. Category C, 1920s batteries radios. And the winner here is Marv Beaverman. Marv campaigned at Crosley Trierdine. Now, are those things both regenerative and reflex? No, just regenerative. But anyhow, he ran the Crosley, 6,234 total miles. Most distant station was WSM in Nashville. So, there you go, thank you.
I'd like to thank my parents.
Now, category D is where the action was, and we had 6 entries in category D. So we're going 3 deep on trophies here. So, third place in D category was Phil Vortzis. And Phil ran his Philco 3760 on a 20-foot wire. Was good for 7,836 miles. Managed to hear WHO in Des Moines, 971 miles out. Good job. Okay. Second place in category D, Rich Mahler. Is he here?
No, he's not.
Okay, Rich was good for 10,375 miles. And he heard a station I don't think any of us have heard before, KOKC in Oklahoma City, which is on the same frequency as KDW. And so I guess you'd wait for a fade, and maybe you can hear them. That's 1,300 miles out, so it's a pretty good catch. This was a Zenith 6G601 with the wave bank.
Okay.
So he done good, and you know, the scores in this class with those sort of antennas are kind of impressive, actually. First place in category D is Dave Snellman. He edged Rich out by a few miles. He had 10,926. This was on a Zenith Transoceanic L600 with the internal loop, plus he has some other external 26-inch loop he uses with it. And while Dave did, this is as far as anybody's done in this contest. Dave heard Caracas on 750, 20, which is 2,097 miles away. So that's a real good catch.
Dave, is that the radio on your shirt you use?
No, this is an older version.
Why don't you just stay there somewhere while I blabber about something else? So they
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That radio,
Next category is category E, which is communication receivers. Category you should win all the time, right? I mean, you're talking about the best radios in the world when they were built, and you'd expect that would. Anyway, winner in category D was yours truly with an R390A, Collins R390A. And hold on, because we're not through with the story. R390A, and I edged John out by, I don't know, 900 miles or something for second place. But okay, it was the R390, all 82 pounds of it. Now, a couple years ago, we instituted a category called lightweight, which had been based on the little Sony portable receivers. Yeah, and they called them ultralights, but we went to lightweight, figuring that demented people wanted to stick national dials on these things and stuff. So
You did it too.
I did it. And so we wrote the category, any radio that weighs less than a pound. Okay, so I get thinking about this. Well, what are we going to do? Sony SW100.
Let's see this thing.
These are neat little radios. AM, FM, shortwave, synchronous detection, memories, all kinds of stuff. They were fairly expensive.
synthesized?
Yeah, the whole thing, you know.
How long are they on the market?
8 ounces. They made these, they started making these probably 10 years ago. Anyway, so I take the Sony, I set it on top of the R390A, using the antenna in the Sony. The logs are identical. So, and what my other further observations are, signal strength was down this year, which made it tougher to hear stuff through the crap in the ether in Jersey City. You know, so I didn't hear anything very far away. So anyway, for both radios, it was most distant station, one of the Cubans on 600 kilohertz, 1,347 miles. Total points were 9047. Not, you know, we got beat here by other people. And that was the internal loop on this thing, my homebrew loop on the 390. So it was a double deal. Actually, both certificates are in here. I was running out of frames, so I feel funny about giving myself prizes. Okay. However, Mr. Snellman kicked butt and didn't even stop to take names. This guy, I don't know if you know much about Dave, he has an amazing collection of Japanese transistor portable radios, the high-end ones. And so he ran a Sony CFR 230 with the internal loop. His total was 11,927 miles, and he also heard Caracas on this radio. That's first overall. There you go, Dave.
Actually, this radio, the CRF 230, is the complete opposite of that.
Big?
It weighs 30 pounds without the battery. I mean, it's not a portable radio, but it was probably one of their no expensive spares in these radios.
What year?
Starting in '68.
And does it have an FET front end or any of that stuff?
There's a bunch of, it's transistors and everything else. But I got this up to the AWA meet this past year in Rochester. And it was really quite an impressive set. I was really surprised with it. And it's beautifully made. And actually, one of these days I'll bring it in, but I haven't been able to carry that much weight for a little while since I was in the hospital.
Do you know how much it cost in the day?
It probably cost like close to $2,000.
Wow.
CRF 230.
CRF 230?
Yeah.
So I guess what you paid for it?
$475.
Oh, so you paid.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually, that's an average price between eBay and everything like that. It has. I've seen it go as high as $2,000. You know, they've been offering it for that. I don't know if they got that.
You guys, so on those sets, you did not use any external antennas?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I used it as a loop. It was just inductively coupled.
Okay.
It's all internal loops. Yes.
What is this, was it Taurus?
Oh, the Taurus tuner. There was a guy, and I can't, he has his little company, the guy passed away. He manufactured these little loop antennas. And I saw it down actually at the Berryville Ham Fest the one year I got this. And he makes like a little 12-inch loop, but he makes this super 26-inch loop. And it's like having a hula hoop almost. And it's tunable. It's very well made. I'll bring that in also for the next show and tell. And
What's the name of it?
it's called a Taurus tuner. Yeah.
What is it, tuning cap on a big coil?
Yeah, yeah.
You had those a couple
Yeah,
of
well,
Oh, yeah.
and bigger. Has band listening. If you've got a radio without a lot of gain, like the Greevy and things like that, you got to use a wire to get enough energy into it. But once you've got a superhead, you'll hear better on a loop than almost anything you do except maybe a 3-mile long wire.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, the 100-foot wire won't do you any good. And and the loop really solves the problem.
Yeah, and actually, it was funny, where I am, I'm in Pennsylvania, just across the river over there. But the week before that, before the contest, I was just, seeing how conditions were, and they were fantastic that week. I mean, I was getting something on every spot on the dial.
I seem to find that when I
Yeah.
was doing mine.
It was great.
Yeah.
Getting everything.
Is anybody else running into the RF interference in the house routine that I got from all the various electronic devices and things? And is there any way to get around that?
Turn them main breakers, turn them off.
I mean, step one is to take your pocket radio and go around and try to figure out what it is. And step two is to take a pair of handy talkies and have your wife pull breakers one at a time until you find which circuit.
And, it's unfortunate, these little compact fluorescent things. That's driving everyone.
They're not as bad as, now maybe the old original ones, but the ones on the market now are not as bad as everybody says. My house is full of them.
And the other thing is, turn off your TV sets.
I tell you, my computer monitor,
Actually, you probably don't want them because they are just putting on all kinds of interference.
What time of the day or night did you hear Crocus?
It was probably between 10 and 11 o'clock.
Okay.
From 9 and 11 o'clock. How did you know it was Caracas? I got those. I got that Era, which is
Areas say areas, RCR, Radio Caracas Radio. And Caracas is one of the few Spanish stations that actually identifies.
Right.
You listen to the Cubans, and they'll talk for 3 hours and never suck a breath. I mean, it's amazing. Caracas identifies, they're on the same frequency as Atlanta. You get your loop antenna, you tune up Atlanta, you turn it 90 degrees, and the Spanish you hear is probably Caracas, and you wait them out for an ID.
I mean, because they're putting out 100,000 watts.
It's 600?
No, this is on
750.
750.
I didn't know when.
I guess Chico Chavez doesn't follow the FCC.
That's the kind of situation that a wire antenna, you can't do that. You null out. A loop has a null across the broadside, so you point that at Atlanta, and now the rest of the loop is pointed at South America. Okay. I would do the same thing in Jersey City when signals were a little stronger. Could use a loop to beat back WCBS on 880 enough that I could hear WWL in New Orleans on 870.
I see.
I wasn't successful doing that this year, signals were weak, but I can generally do that.
And I found that my tube-type transoceanic outperformed my transistorized 1000 series and 3000 series.
Really? 3,000 series? Yeah. That's got double tuned IFs. And
It's
that's
still,
quite a
it's
performance.
still, the tube-type L600.
Which one?
The L600.
600.
This was the first.
How many watts in the United States is any station?
Everything's 50 kW.
Is it? No, that's it.
The L600 was the first.
This is, look at the listing of radio stations, say the United States and Canada and South America. And you look at the frequency, the AM frequency, and then the power level on each of them. Might be able to get like target particular stations.
Well, what I published on the website is we have a target. You might want to go look at that because we have a target list, and it's the stuff that you will reliably hear.
Okay. I did see some of that, but those were pretty straightforward. You can,
Yeah, I mean, there are broadcast band BXing freakos that stay up in the middle of the night for days and days and days, and they hear broadcast stations in Fiji or something.
Yeah.
Okay, nobody's ever done that in this contest. That isn't what happens. What happens when you do casual listening. But you can hear Caracas, you can hear Texas, you can hear Oklahoma. On a good day, you can hear Denver. Okay, so like a 2,000-mile radius is about what you can do regularly in the wintertime. Okay, we probably need to get moving.
But it was nice that Rick was able to get that new station, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hadn't gotten that
I
before.
have a question about the contest. Is there a reason you put a 24-hour window on the,
To keep it from becoming just geeky and crazy, suppose we said, okay, here's a 9-day contest period. The guy who logs the most miles wins. Okay, so somebody sits up for a week, logs 200 stations, and adds up all the miles. Okay, he wins, but how many of you want to participate in that kind of contest? So this keeps it casual. You sit down for one night, you hear 10 good stations, and you're done. You submit the log.
I see.
And that was the rationale.
Because otherwise it would end up being the retired guys versus the working guys.
What already is that?
But the retired guys are tired.
9 o'clock.
Okay, guys, thanks, Al, that was great. Okay, listen, we're going to have our auction. Just a few words about the auction. It's compliments of Wendell Clinker. Wendell Clinker, quite a name, all right? Very nice man. I did speak to him once, a very long time ago. We used to see him when he'd come to the meetings at the Lutheran Church down in Freehold, over in Freehold. And he was a very nice guy. And he passed away within the past year. And his heirs have asked us to donate, asked us to auction off some of the stuff you see here tonight. Some of the items were given to the club for museum purposes, and you'll eventually see them in the museum. The proceeds are not all to the club, they are to the Clinker family also. But as you can see, we've got an array of different stuff, all right? But again, we want to thank the Clinkers for doing this and remembering us. And again, Wendell was a nice guy. And if you, some of the old tapes that Phil had taken and that our webmaster put together as the best of, you'll see Wendell in them too. Okay, so let's have a 50-50 sale, short break, coffee, and we'll get on to our auction. By the way, just to mention it, there is a donation cup. We do appreciate a donation for our coffee and the cookies and milk. Thank you.